The situation of African teams in Russia is becoming so pathetic. For the fourth African team to lose in 2018 World Cup in Russia was Tunisia against England, and they lost 2-1. Now, I don't know. I'm just thinking maybe we should just go to Russia and assist our brothers who are there representing us. And in the studio with me today, helping us to find a solution to the problem of our brothers who are in Russia, is Simeon. How you doing, sir?
I'm fine, and I'm glad to be here once again today.
Please don't say I told you so.
Yeah, I definitely I told you, because I knew that there's no way Tunisia is going to win England, because even though, if not because of the missed chances of Lingard,
Yeah.
so they could have scored more, like 3, 4, 5 goals in that match.
But let's look at it. I watched this game, and I was very upset while watching it. I was upset because this is a team that was playing very well. Tunisia played very well. The same thing that happened to Morocco happened to them. The same thing that happened to Egypt happened to them, though it was a different thing with Nigerian team, because the Nigerian team, they were beaten. They were thoroughly beaten by these guys. But then with Tunisia, with Egypt and Morocco, they will hold themselves until the last minute. Was that the case of inexperience on their part?
If we look at that match very well, we can't compare Tunisia match with Egypt.
Why not?
Because Egypt did not give Uruguay chances to even attempt on goal. But in the case of Tunisia, England could have scored more than 3, 4, 5 goals. It's because of the chances missed by Sterling, Lingard. So,
but then, okay, you are pointing out the chances missed by England, but then you're not pointing out a red card that was supposed to be given to Walker.
Yeah. Also, the same thing happens to England as well. England also have a chances of playing a penalty, which the referee overruled. So
you agree with me that the officiating wasn't that fair?
It wasn't that fair.
But what kind of impression did you get from the Tunisia match against England?
Actually, the Tunisia, to my surprise, they actually proved to be strong African side. So
Yeah,
they play more possessing football to control England at some point, and then to prove a point that they can go ahead and win the match.
I agree with you. I watched that game, and I think Tunisian side, they lack experience, because they played very well against England. They were able to keep the ball to themselves. They were able to get the possession. But then when it comes to finishing and creating chances, that was the only thing that was lacking in that team. But among the 14 African teams we've watched so far, I would say they're the only teams that I really see that played what I liked, but then the experience wasn't there.
Yeah, because we can only give it to them, because they are playing against inexperience of England's team as well. So England team as well, they have inexperienced more.
No, but you cannot compare the inexperience of English teams with Tunisian side. The Tunisian players that we don't know where they're playing. Some of them are playing in some of the obscure leagues in the world. That is going to Qatar, playing in Oman and all that. And you're comparing them with the guys who are playing in Premier League. Anyway, do you see, with so far, we've seen for the fourth African team to be beaten yesterday in the World Cup. What are our chances?
Like I said from day one, and I'm still keeping my stand, the only team that is going to make us proud in Africa is Senegal. So, and I can't wait for their match today.
Oh, wow.
To
You know, prior to this World Cup, the only team that I was hoping that would do us proud in this tournament was Nigeria and Egypt. But then so far we've seen that the two of them have been nothing but disappointment to the entire African continent. Now you're talking about Senegal. Yes, I agree with you. Senegal, they have good players, no doubt about it, individual players. But then one would argue, though, that they don't play together as a team.
Then we can say that for their past matches, but when it comes to World Cup, so nobody can say this is what to expect. But I know with the kind of caliber that Senegal have, they'll be able to pull it through, whether individuality or as a team, they'll be able to put through.
So you're just putting all your hope on Senegal. You're not giving any of these other teams a chance to make it to the second round in their group stages.
African team. Okay,
African
like
teams.
No. I stand by my word as well. Egypt will still go far if Salah fit, because that's the only thing they lack. The attacking force without Salah, so it's nothing.
Oh, what? So the likes of Nigeria don't stand a chance. That's what
Nigeria
Simeon is saying today.
Nigeria don't stand any chance in this tournament. Yes.
Anyway, it's football. Nobody believe Iceland will get a draw against Argentina. Nobody believe Mexico will beat Germany, and no one believe that the almighty Brazil will get a draw. We play a draw match with Switzerland. So in football, anything can happen. Like I said to you yesterday when you're talking about Tunisia, I know you were saying that they don't stand a chance. And I said to you, yes, on paper, they don't stand a chance. But then when you're talking about football has evolved to a point where, smaller teams are trying to, make a mark for themselves. So, so now let's look at the other matches that took place yesterday. Let's look at Belgium and Panama.
Belgium actually proved what everybody expected them to do. I think that's the only big team, where a team with a quality player that actually proved in this World Cup so far. Because the likes of Germany, the likes of Argentina, with the quality of player, did not show forth the kind of quality we expect from them. But Belgium showed who they really has.
But with the kind of players that Belgium have in their team, one will not expect them to play a first half draw against a team like Panama. Because Panama making their debut that is their first World Cup appearance, and then they were able to hold the almighty Belgium. Belgium had quality players, world stars, the likes of Eden Hazard, Kevin De Bruyne, we have Lukaku, all these players were there, and then they were unable to find the net in 45 minutes against a team that a country that a lot of people don't know anything about. So was that to you? I don't know, but you're saying Belgium proved what everyone expected. But to me, I felt disappointed. Like, for them not to be able to score a goal in the first half was a letdown to a lot of people.
No, it can't be a letdown to anybody, because first half, actually, most of the match, you use it to study your opponent. You use it to do whatever your coach asks you to do first, to study. So I believe they were able to study them, and then coming back from the second half, they were able to do what they need to do. I'm
sure if Panama were going to get a draw against Belgium, the history, everything is going to change. Everything was going to change
actually,
about him.
There's something that I noticed about Panama.
Yeah.
In the first half, they used all their strength to protect. So by second half,
I give it to them. These guys played very well yesterday, making their first appearance in the World Cup, and they were able to hold the almighty Belgium to 45 minutes draw. Belgium only managed to score in second half, which is something that a lot of people were not. And they scored 3, yes. They scored 3, no doubt about it. But for them to be able to be unable to find the net in 45 minutes is something that I'm still talking about. Now let's talk about South Korea and Sweden. We saw Sweden. We saw another VAR decision that was made in Russia 2018. What do you have to say about that match?
All I would say is I expect Sweden to win.
You expected them to win.
To win.
It was expected. A lot of matches that have been played so far in this World Cup, on paper, a lot of people have expected, and they've been predicted that they're going to win. But at the end of the day, we only see disappointments, with the likes of Brazil being one of them, the likes of the almighty, the defending champions themselves, Germany. And we've seen that with also Argentina, with the almighty Messi being in that team. The Messi that everyone expected to demolish Iceland, they were unable to do that. So I'm not surprised that you are saying that. And
there's something that I found out about the defending champion.
Yeah.
Since 2006, have you noticed that none of them make it through out of the group stage? Italy, after winning it in 2006,
yeah,
they were not able to get out of the group stage in 2010.
Yeah.
Spain, after winning it in 2010,
yeah,
were not able to go through in 2014 from group stage.
Yeah.
And now Germany is training on the same path as well.
But then, we don't know that yet. This is soccer. Anything can happen. We can only sit here and speculate about things that will come in Russia 2018. But then a lot of smaller teams are proving us wrong, actually. They are making us believe that football has evolved to a point where you don't have to rely on the so-called big names for you to win matches. Okay, now let's talk about our only hope on this continent, because a lot of us have been left crestfallen in terms of the performance of the players in Russia so far. Let's talk about Senegal. Where do you think Senegal is going to win the game against Poland? Because this is... You just said attack.
The attack cannot be stopped. I'm so sure about the attack. Senegal attack cannot be stopped by Poland. My challenge is if Senegal could be able to hold Poland from crossing
Yeah.
to Lewandowski. Set piece, because Poland depend on set pieces across corner kick. If their defense were able to hold that, then I'm so confident.
But then you have one of the best strikers in the world, which is Robert Lewandowski, playing in Bayern Munich as one of the highest goal scorers for the past 5 seasons or so in Bundesliga. He playing for Poland. Yet you're talking about a Senegalese side that I don't think any striker has managed 30 goals in a season in their various club sides. So
No, I understand where you are coming from. I know who Lewandowski is, and I know what he's capable to do.
So you don't see him doing anything?
But what I'm saying is, in this match, if Senegal able to stop any crossing, set pieces, Lewandowski.
Okay. Let's talk about African teams without sentiment. Let's talk about the 5 African countries representing us in Russia 2018. Which of these countries do you think have the potential to go on and do us proud on this continent? Because it's been, I don't know. We've been having these mixed feelings so far. So tell me, which of these countries? I know I asked you that question before, that who do you think will go further? But I'm still not convinced that some of the countries that you name will actually be the ones to represent us very well in this tournament.
No, actually, if you are going to look at the team from defense to attack to keeper, Egypt will surely go through from that group. One, and then Senegal will also go through from that group. Nigeria, no for me. Morocco, no for me. Tunisia, no.
He's basically saying that Nigeria is going to come back in the first round, which is...
I doubt if they will win a single match in the tournament.
I am trying to... I'm finding it difficult to believe that, and also to understand where it's coming from when you make that point, because to me, I feel a team that is complete, a team that is with the experience that anyone needs to get to the next round is Nigeria in this tournament.
In this tournament?
Yeah. And I see that happening. It might sound like I don't know what I'm saying, but...
No, but from my own perspective,
yeah,
Nigeria is going to come home after the second match, not even hope at the third match.
You don't see us beating Iceland?
No.
Why? Why do you say that?
The worst we can get in that match is draw.
Can you be able to analyze the Nigerian weakness?
Because we don't have the attack that can break their Iceland's defense. That's number one. We don't have the attack that can break their defense.
But if you look at, that's what I'm saying. I said to you yesterday, and I've been saying it a lot of times, and I'm still going to reiterate my stand on what I said to you yesterday, that football, if you analyze the Nigerian team and you analyze the Iceland team, you'll be surprised, you'll be very shocked that the Iceland team really don't have the so-called superstars. But then they were able to do it against a team with the entire world believing that they were going to beat Iceland, which is Argentina. Have the likes of Lionel Messi, Higuain, they have Aguero, they have the likes of Mascherano, they have Otamendi. All these players are there, and they were expecting these players to win, but they weren't able to do that with a team that a lot of people don't know anything about. Now we're talking about Nigeria. He said Nigeria don't have the attack. I disagree with him, because I feel, to me, we have experienced players that can be able to beat Iceland and get a draw against Argentina.
Okay, though I'm not trying to dispute your opinion.
Okay, no, you're free to do that.
If we have to look at the defense of Iceland, Nigeria does not have any experienced attack that can break that defense. That's number one for me. Number two, the attack of Iceland with this what's his name? Sigurdsson attack. Nigeria still do not have a defense who can stop him.
Okay, let's. I think he's underrating Nigeria too much, and
no, I'm not underrating
because
Nigeria.
we have in that team.
See, I don't want us to. I don't want us to.
I don't want us to. I'm not being sentimental.
Nigeria, but I'm saying based on the quality.
I'm speaking from the point of an African who is being patriotic.
Okay, I'm speaking from the point of knowing the quality and what a team can do.
But let's be realistic to ourselves. You know the Nigerian team very well. And you know we have a Champions League winner in that team who is our captain. He's a leader. The experience, yes, he is our leader. And if you're looking at the experience, if you analyze it, most of our players are playing in Premier League, one of the best leagues in the world. And some of these guys that are playing for Iceland, some of them are playing for some of the obscure leagues in Europe that we don't even know them. We don't know the leagues. We don't know anything prior to the World Cup. A lot of them, we don't know anything about them. So to me, I feel Nigeria stand a chance against Iceland
Okay.
to win, to get 3 points.
Okay, then we'll wait till then. But I'm still saying that Iceland, the worst that can be out of that match is going to be draw. Nigeria can beat Iceland.
Okay, that's football. On paper, we can say a lot of things. And I asked him a question yesterday that if I had asked him earlier that the Mexico versus Germany, what was he going to say? He said he was going to say Germany. I asked him the same thing about Brazil. He said Brazil were going to win. The same thing against Argentina, Iceland. He said he was going to say Argentina. But then at the end of the day, football is evolving, like I said earlier. You don't underestimate any team. You don't underrate any team. Any team is playing. Every team is. The smaller ones are the ones that are making the most mark in this tournament. Because so far the points.
It's always like that in the first game of the tournament anyway.
Yeah.
Most of the first game of any tournament, it's always like that. Because the big one that are coming from a long matches, maybe the league performers from their different league,
Yeah.
and the low quality of the one, they don't play much of the league, so they still refresh. So those one, they are coming from maybe tiredness or whatever from their different clubs. So it's always like that. But when it comes, like I said yesterday, when it comes to a time to separate the boys from the men,
Yeah,
that's
no,
when you will see.
we've seen it. We've seen that happen in 2010 here in South Africa. Spain lost their first match against Switzerland, and they were able to come back and win the tournament. Yeah, so I agree. Now, that's what I'm saying. I'm very careful not to discard any team or underrate any team, because at the end of the day, this is football. Football is about team spirit. Football is about determination. How determined are you to win? Some players are more determined than some of the so-called superstars. So it's up to the teams to decide where they want to be. Now let's talk about the tournament itself. Let's talk about Russia. With the officiating, this is the first appearance, the first tournament that they're using the VAR, which is the video assistant referee. How far have you been impressed by the VAR so far in this tournament?
I have not seen any changes compared to when we are not using VAR. Because like I said yesterday, that according to FIFA rules that I read, the referees still have the right over the VAR.
That's the final say.
Final say. Because if you look at the match yesterday between England and Tunisia, there was a place where a player was hit. And then VAR did not call the referee back to the attention. And the same thing happened against Nigeria and Croatia, and there was a penalty given. So
you know, that's what I said. I've been saying this to a lot of people, and I said it to you also. That to me, I feel this VAR is just a confusion. They're just creating confusion in football, because at the end of the day, the mistakes.
Still there.
You understand what I'm saying? The mistakes is what makes this football very interesting. But then when you try to take away the glamour in football, then the entertainment is not there anymore. We're not going to be having a debate about the soccer, the sport that we love so much. Yesterday against England, my thoughts were that Walker was supposed to get a red card. That was a red card offense.
Yeah.
We've seen that in a lot of leagues, matches. We've seen it in international matches. The same thing, the England one you're talking about, it was supposed to be a penalty also. So if the consistency is not there, what is the point of this technology in World Cup?
I remember there was a match you mentioned yesterday that is supposed to be a red card.
Yeah, against Serbia, Costa Rica. Yeah,
after review,
I remember
the referee
that. Yeah.
decided to give a yellow
A
card.
yellow card. Why? So why? If the referee,
still depend on
but
the referee
at the end of the
decision,
day, I was also thinking that the VAR coming into play in football is to correct and be able to get rid of the mistakes of the human referees, because this is not a
If
human
you say
being.
it's to get rid of woman referee.
Yeah, no, the
There's
human mistakes of the referees.
No,
What
the
I'm-
person in charge of the system, they are still woman being as well.
Yeah, no, but this is
So
different.
what
No,
the man on the field
they
miss,
have
they also can still
they
miss
have
it.
the goal line technology,
Yes.
which has been working perfectly well, and I agree with it 100% that since they started using it, we've never had cause to fight
Anyone.
about any goal, because each goal that crossed the line is in, and we've seen that. We saw that with Pogba's goal, which was a goal, and everybody agreed that was a goal. So I think things like that should be in football, but then we should try to take away things that give us so much joy, things that give us things to talk about in football. These are things, that's why I've been against this since day one. I am not enjoying it. To me, I'm not enjoying it.
And there's something that I notice is I think the VR center is in Moscow, not in all the pitch. It's in a particular place.
Yeah.
And there's no way they can communicate to the referee.
No, they are communicating. They say they are communicating via the working radio.
No,
they
not
say,
to the referee.
No, to the official.
Official.
Yeah.
So it was when the referee, any protest from the field, and the referee decided to stop the match.
Yeah.
That's when the referee will go for the review. And then that's when they could be able to communicate. It's not like they are communicating directly to the referee. I think they should be the one communicating directly to the referee instead of the fourth official.
Oh, wow.
Because they could have said whatever is going on to the referee directly, not like when player protests for a goal or a foul, that's when the referee will not say, okay, stop, let me go and review.
I really, if you can see even the mood on this show, it's down. The spirit is just down because our African brothers who are representing us in Russia are not giving us what we expected of them. I mean, I don't know. We had so much, we're believing so much in these guys. We believe in the likes of Nigeria, considering the fact that their qualifiers were excellent. They did not lose any match. They played very well. They were together. Then we're beginning to believe, because a lot of us, we lost hope in some of these national teams. And then when it comes to the World Cup, the main tournament that we're expecting them to show us what they have and make us proud, then here we are again. Feeling down about it.
And I noticed something yesterday. We spoke about this thing yesterday about having a mentor. You see what happens to Belgium in the second half. Belgium called in Thierry Henry to speak to those players. So later I found out that the Belgium coach Martinez brought in Henry.
No, Henry he has been assistant to him. Yeah.
To mentor.
He has been assistant just to mentor the players.
Why can't we have these kind of people? Because I remember Nigerian before, in our team we have those kind of people, Omokashi being there as assistant, all those our Manuke, all those people supposed to be part of the group.
You see one also important thing that I say about these teams is when you have not just off-field mentor, but also have players who are playing with them, who are going to be able to mentor them and then guide them. It's a good thing to football. And we've seen that with Mexico. We've seen where they have a 39-year-old man playing for them, and he's still playing. He's the one who is showing them how things are working. Russia have the same thing. They called a 36-year-old defender to come back because that was because the other player was injured. But then we need that in our teams. I think we need the experienced players who are going to be there for these kids and to be able to mentor them. So now, what do you think? How do you see the tournament so far? How do you see this tournament? Are you enjoying the football? Are you enjoying the football?
I'm enjoying football because I could remember the past World Cup. By now, we're talking about red card. We're talking about a lot of penalties.
There's no red card so far.
There's no red card so far. So that's been
an excellent officiating,
an excellent kind of football. It shows me that everybody comes to play, not just come to fight or to do anything. Everybody comes to play.
I know I've said a lot of negative things about VAR in the tournament, but I would like to also say one positive thing about it. I think it's because of VAR that will not experience a lot of harsh decisions, like getting a red card that they were not supposed to give also. But aside that, there have been so many mistakes. So many mistakes so far. But I believe they are still in the learning process. As time goes on,
this is the first tournament that will be put in place. So
yeah. So the football. So now we're talking about the Senegalese side that is going to play Poland tonight. They're going to play, and he's our only hope right now. We don't know.
I think maybe people will think maybe I'm being sentimental because of Sadio Mane. No.
No, but nobody knows about that. Nobody cares. Nobody cares anyway. We're just talking about.
I'm saying because of his power, his strength, the likes of Seydou at their midfield, the Keita as well. So those guys, we know when they play, they play.
You see also one thing that I'm looking at. I'm looking at the tactics of these teams. I'm looking at, and I'm blaming the coaches in a way. Well, if you can be able to hold a team like England to 18 minutes to 90 minutes or 85 minutes, why can't you then get a draw against these teams? There's nothing wrong in parking the bus for you to get it.
No,
you're not playing.
That's where the experience and inexperience comes to play.
It's what I said earlier.
Because the 10-minute time, that's where you need your focus, your balance in every match.
Every match, yes.
So, but once you lose that opportunity in the last minute, the better team will punish you for their mistakes. And that's what happened against England.
That is what I'm saying. Then why is it that this thing is only happening to African teams? Why is it happening? It happened to Egypt. Tunisia, we're supposed to learn from there. Morocco, they were supposed to learn from that mistake. Because, I mean, no one is going to fight you when you can be able to hold a match 90 minutes and then you defend. Yeah. You don't attack, you defend until 90 minutes for you to get a draw. Because remember, the winning start, a positive start to World Cup group stages is very important. So it's imperative they understand that when you hold a match till 90 minutes, you defend till you get a point. Seconds, yeah. Because if you can get a point, then going forward, it will help the entire team. The spirit of the players will be up. Now, Egypt is going to play against Russia. They are the host. Every advantage is going to go in their way against a team like Egypt. I know Egypt stand a chance against Russia, but then as being the host, I mean, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be very difficult.
Coming from a 5-0 victory as well, it's going
you
to
know,
be more
their spirit is up. They believe they can do it because they're home. What do you expect?
I'm expecting Egypt to win the match. I'm expecting Egypt to win the match because truly Egypt also is going to come from the pain of losing in that minute. Like I said, against Uruguay, Egypt play excellently from defense, their midfield. So the only place they are lacking is their attack. So I'm just praying, I'm hoping that Mo Salah will be 100% fit to add to that attack.
So Poland and Senegal, your scores?
Senegal will win 2-1.
Senegal will win 2-1. Hey, it's football. On paper, it looks so good that they are going to win, but I don't know. Like I'm not going to predict that any team will win. I've predicted a lot of teams and they failed me so far. That's been the defending champions,
so
Germany.
It's still part of the football.
Yeah, no, it is part of it. Yeah. Thank you so much, Simeon. And here on your Workout Special, we will be bringing to you every action that is taking place, the controversial decisions, whatever it is that is happening in Russia. It is our responsibility to bring it to you and analyze it in a way that you will understand. Thank you so much for watching. See you again tomorrow. Same time, same station. Do have a wonderful evening.